The following presentation is brought to you by Virginia Credit Union.
Hello, and welcome to Virginia Credit Union's first author reading for kids. We're going to read the book Pennies for Piggy, and we've got the author of the book with us today, boys and girls. We're so excited that you joined us. Parents, if you have a child in elementary school or even in pre-K, we would love for them to join us for this lovely book on all about saving money. So we're going to dive right in, and it's just an honor for us to have the actual author, the person who wrote the book, boys and girls, is here to read it with us. This is Miss Jimia Jones. Let's welcome her. Thanks for joining us, Miss Jones. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you decided to write Penny for Piggies?
Well, hello, Mrs. Dale, and thank you so much for the invitation to share my book. I started working with children and teaching them about money back in 2013, and they have been the inspiration for me to start writing this book. I would visit schools, read books, and do activities, and one day a little boy stopped me in the hallway and said, "Hey, aren't you the girl with the penny book?" And I knew exactly what he meant because I'd read a book to his class earlier in the school year. I decided that one day I would write my own book, and now I am the girl with the penny book.
Aw, that is wonderful. Now tell us a little bit about the author or the illustrator, the person who drew the pictures.
Well, the illustrator is Benedict Buati. She is an illustrator who lives in Ghana. I was able to connect with her on social media, and a friend won a prize of a picture of themselves, and I knew I wanted the character in my book to look like a special little girl in my life. So I reached out to her, and she was able to recreate the little girl.
Well, I am so excited to hear the book. Now, boys and girls, as we're going through the story, we're going to have a mini little scavenger hunt activities throughout it. So be prepared for that activity as we move forward. But let's go ahead and listen to Miss Jones read us Pennies for Piggy.
Make a wish and blow out the candle, said Mama. Leah closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and blew out all the candles. Who wants cake and ice cream, said Mama. I do, screamed the children. Everyone gather around. It's time for Leah to open her gifts, said Daddy. Daddy handed Leah the last box. Here you go, sweetie. I wonder what's inside, said Leah, as she ripped off the wrapping paper, opened the box, and dug through the tissue. What's in there? Said Jordan. She pulled out a purple pig wearing a white tutu. One of the children yelled out, It's a pig! And all the children laughed. It's not just any pig, said Daddy. It's a piggy bank. You can put your money in it, Leah, said Mama. Who is it from? I see a note in here, said Daddy. It says, Happy birthday, Leah. Now that you're 6, we think you're ready to save like a big girl. Every time you get $1, you should put 10 pennies in your piggy bank. Save lots of pennies so you can do something special. Love, Grandma and Grandpa Royal. I love it, said Leah. The next day, Leah and her parents went to visit her aunt and uncle. Uncle Ray, guess what Grandma and Grandpa Royal got me for my birthday? A purple piggy bank so I can save money, she blurted out before he could even answer.
It's time for our first scavenger hunt break. Press pause on the video and go find a piece of paper and a pencil.
Do you have any money to save yet? Asked Uncle Ray. No, she said sadly. He handed Leah some money. Well, here's $2, kid. Happy birthday. Leah jumped with gladness. Thanks, Uncle Ray. Leah ran through the house screaming, Mama, Mama, Mama. Leah, slow down. What is it? Said Mama. Leah tried to catch her breath. I have money for Piggy. Uncle Ray gave me money for Piggy. How much did he give you? Asked Mama. $2, Leah replied as she waved her money in the air. Do you remember what Grandma and Grandpa Royal said? asked Mama. Absolutely, said Leah. Piggy gets 10 pennies for every dollar. I have $2, so how many pennies is that? Mama looked at Leah. Remember how to count by tens? Leah replied, Oh yeah. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, Mama interrupted. Put your dollars on the table. This time, touch each dollar as you count by tens. Stop counting when you don't have any more dollars to touch, explained Mama. Now, let's count pennies for Piggy. Okay, I got it, said Leah. She put her dollars on the coffee table and pointed to each one as she counted 10, 20. It's 20. Piggy gets 20 pennies. That's right, Leah. Good job, said Mama. Leah turned to Mama. Where am I going to get pennies? Mama smiled. You know that jar of coins Daddy keeps on the dresser? I will trade your dollars for coins from the jar when we get home. Okay, can we go home now? Leah asked. In a little while, laughed Mama.
Time for our next scavenger hunt break. Press pause and go find a coin.
When they arrived, Leah ran to the end of the driveway to check the mailbox. She liked to look through the mail, even though nothing ever came for her. Let's see, what do we have today? Said Leah as she flipped through the envelopes. Looks like bills. How do you know what bills look like? Chuckled Daddy. Grown-up mail, Leah said as she continued to flip through the stack of envelopes. The last one in the stack was a pink envelope with handwriting. This one caught Leah's attention. She read the letters slowly. L-E-A-H. Hey, that's my name. May I open it? Not until we get inside, said Mama. Go ahead and open it before you go wash it for dinner, said Mama. Leah tore open the envelope and pulled out a card. The outside of the card read, a note of thanks. As she opened it, dollars fell out. Whoa, she said. Mama turned around to see Leah picking dollar bills up off the floor. Who sent the card? Asked Mama. I don't know, replied Leah. I'm trying to catch my money. Let me help you, said Mama as she bent down. Mama picked the card up off the table and started to read. Dear sweet girl, thank you for helping me pull the weeds from my flower garden last week. I always enjoy when you come visit. Hugs and kisses, Miss Allen. That was very kind of her, said Mama. Yes, it was, Leah said with a grin. Leah laid her dollars out on the table and started to count by tens. Let's count pennies for Piggy. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's 50. Piggy gets 50 pennies. Mama, I'm going to need more change, please, said Leah as she skipped off to wash up for dinner. No problem, said Mama. Wasn't dinner delicious? Asked Daddy as he tucked Leah under the blankets. Mama did a great job, said Leah. Daddy read Leah's favorite bedtime story. She fell asleep as he turned the last page. Daddy kissed her on the forehead. Sweet dreams, Leah, and tiptoed out the room. Leah planned to sell some of her old toys at the neighborhood yard sale to get more money for new toys. When you come home today, we will clean out your toy chest for the yard sale, said Mama. And don't forget to give Mr. Sherry your permission slip for the field trip. It's in the front of your backpack. After school, Leah rushed to her room and started cleaning out her toy chest. Mama walked in as she was talking to one of her stuffed animals. Bear friend, I love you, but I think you're ready for a new home. Leah added the bear to a box full of toys. I'll help you give everything a price later, said Mama. You can go work on your chores while I make a few phone calls. Leah waited for Mama to walk down the hall before she threw herself on the bed and grumbled, I don't like chores.
Now let's take another scavenger hunt break. Press pause and go find a toy you no longer use or play with.
Daddy picked Leah up from school after the field trip on Friday. We're going to stop by the credit union on the way home, said Daddy. How much do I get for doing chores this week? Asked Leah. And may I have a lollipop, please? By the looks of your chore chart, you earn $3. Remind me to ask the teller when we get to the credit union, said Daddy. They were greeted by a teller. Good afternoon. How may I help you? Daddy told the teller how much money he needed. And one lollipop, whispered Leah. Coming right up, said the teller. Thank you, said Daddy. Thank you, Leah said loudly as she waved from the back seat. When Daddy got the envelope from the teller, he handed Leah a lollipop and $3. Here you go, Daddy said as he reached back. Thank you, expressed Leah. She laid the dollars on her lap and started to count by tens. Let's count pennies for Piggy. 10, 20, 30. It's 30. Piggy gets 30 pennies and Leah gets a lollipop. She popped the lollipop in her mouth. The next day was the neighborhood yard sale. Mama and Leah set up a table with old toys, kitchen tools, and random stuff from around the house. Mommy, look, said a little girl as she pointed to Bear Friend. How much is the bear? Asked the lady. Only $1, Leah said with a smile. The lady pulled out her wallet and said, All right, we'll take it. Sold, shouted Leah as she handed Bear Friend to the girl. I think it's time to pack it up, said Mama. Okay, said Leah. How much money did I make? Mama handed her an envelope of money. Leah lined her dollars up side by side and touched each one while she counted by tens. Let's count pennies for Piggy. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. It's 70. Piggy gets 70 pennies. Whoa. Leah looked up at Mama and smiled. Does Daddy have any coins left? Daddy walked in Leah's room while she was filling her piggy bank. 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70, counted Leah. There you go, Piggy. Leah patted her bank on the head. Wow, Leah, said Daddy. I'm so proud of you for remembering to save.
And here's our last scavenger hunt break. Press pause and go find something you can use as a piggy bank. Welcome to our scavenger hunt wrap up, where we're going to talk about goal setting. The reason you had to get paper and a pencil is so you could write down something special you wanted to do with savings. Remember in the story, Lisa's grandparents wrote her a note telling her she could save lots of pennies to do something special. So one of the things we can do with our savings is buy things or save for special experiences. The next thing on your list was to grab a coin. This coin represents the amount of money that we need for our something special. So take a guess. How much money do you think you need to get what you wrote down on your paper? A little later, with the help of your parents, do some research to see if you're correct. The third item was an old toy. Sometimes we get tired of playing with the toys that we get, or we feel like they're toys for little kids. So we can sell them to make some money like Leah did at her yard sale. Leah received money other ways too. So go back and review the story and see if you can get money the same way Leah did. Write down your own ideas as well. And the last item is our piggy bank. For you, you might have a piggy bank, you might have a container, you might have a unicorn or a fish that you put your money in. But whatever you use, make sure it's something you can keep your money safe in as you save. So the piggy bank is where Leah is keeping her money safe. So as you set your goals, you'll want to write down what you want, how much it costs, how you're going to get money, and where you can keep your money.
Thank you so much, Miss Jones, for sharing Pennies for Piggy with us. That was a wonderful story, and it really taught us a lot about how we need to save our money. Let's give her a hand. Well, thank you, boys and girls, for joining Virginia Credit Union's very first author reading. We hope you had a great evening. Now, if you would like to learn how you can get your very own copy of Pennies for Piggy, please stay tuned for the next slide. You guys stay well and save your money.